Everyone, so let's begin with cyber safety and security. Safety is to ensure that somebody is safe, right? And with respect to internet or the use of computers, the exchange of information, so cyber is attached to it. So, cyber safety means the safe and responsible use of information and communication technology. That means whatever the technology and the advantages that it carries. Okay, so whatever is provided to you, that is for the beneficial purpose, and you have to use it responsibly for gaining all the benefits only, so that you may not use it in a way that can cause some harm or loss to the other person, right? So your use should be such which provides a safer environment and safety to the other people also who are using the internet. Okay, and internet is only what? Information and communication technology, because it facilitates these two things. It's not only about keeping information safe and secure. That means whatever information we are feeding on the internet, okay, we are uploading our documents for certain application forms fill up, or for teachers or for all the employees of government, almost all their data and even the government schools results are uploaded online, right? So all these things are what? Information which we are feeding on the internet. So that should be kept safe and secure, because what happens is sometimes we upload things on the Google Cloud because we feel that our memory is filled up, now there is no storage left in the phone, so we upload our photos on the cloud so that there they are kept safe. So what is the intention? That it should not leak and somebody else should not misuse the photo in some untoward manner, right? Because if that distorted photo is leaked somewhere, that may result in defamation of the person, right? Or a bad name, fame in the society. So that's why the aim is not only to keep the information which is feeded safe, but also about being responsible with that information and respectful of other people online. As I told you, that you have to respect that along with you there are other numerous lakhs of people who are using the same internet and getting the same services, and you have to make sure that their needs or their use of the internet is also not hampered with, right? As it is said that while you are using or exercising your fundamental right, you don't have to do any act which violates somebody else's fundamental right. Similarly, your usage of the internet should not violate somebody else's safer use of the internet. You have to be responsible enough. You take your responsibility and your actions responsibility that they are providing. Fine. So the use of internet by one person should also be safer and create a safer environment for other people to use it. Because if the online frauds, that may create some reluctance in the mind of other people to come online and feed their data, right? Because there are data leaks. जो गूगल वाला एग्जांपल दिया था मैंने कि एक वेबसाइट पे सर्च करो, दूसरा साइट उसको शो करने लगता है, एड्स आने लगते हैं. सो डेटा लीक्स डू हैपन. Cyber safety and security can be ensured by enacting laws, use of technology, processes, practices that are designed to protect networks, computers, programs, data from attack, damage, or unauthorized access. Means access to my data without my authority, without my consent. That is unauthorized access. Damage can be the data leaks only. Like I had uploaded my data, my copyrighted work, or the product of my intellect, but you have damaged it, or by feeding virus onto my computer, sending some links through emails by clicking on which there is a virus that is feeded onto my computer, automatically it gets installed, and that would damage the data or information which is kept on my computer or laptop, right? So that is data attack and damage. And thereon some virus can also be used to gain unauthorized access to the information which a person has stored on his or her computer. Okay, And so cyber safety and security has to be ensured by laws. We have to be kept safe from the crimes that is ensured by the law of IPC and other criminal acts, right? So that such crimes do not happen. But implementation and enactments are two different things. So nevertheless, the rate of crimes is increasing only. But I was just giving you an example that for safety against crimes we have criminal laws. So for safety of use of internet we have cyber laws, and we can use the same technology of internet to prevent such acts and practices. Okay. Then, cybercrime refers to an activity done with criminal intent in cyberspace. I think in one of the videos I have told you what is crime: the physical act which the person has done along with the wrongful intention to do that act. Okay, suppose a teacher says something to the student, or she uses force also, and she beats the student also, but the intention was to lead the student onto the correct path, or to give her a lesson, to teach her something, because she was constantly doing something wrong. And the teacher was saying two or thrice, twice, thrice, she has also said that you should not do this. She was making her understand, but the student was not obeying the teacher. So now, once the teacher had beaten her up, so that is with the intention, with a good intention to lead her onto the moral path. But if to beat somebody and the intention behind that is to cause him wrongful injury or to kill him, इतना मारो कि वो मर जाए, उसकी जान ही चली जाए, so that is a wrongful intention, or you can say a malified bad intention. So when that bad intention gets coupled up with the physical act, that is beating, so it constitutes a crime. Fine. When that crime is done on cyberspace, yeah, on internet, then we say it is cybercrime. So you can break the term into cyber plus crime, right? So cyber means internet and crime means what I have told you. So when somebody does an act with a criminal intent, that means with a wrongful intention to do something wrong to the other person, that you know it is wrong and it is prohibited by law, but still you are doing it, and your intention on behalf of doing that act is also wrongful. Okay? So that is cybercrime. Any offense or crime in which a computer is used is cybercrime. Fair enough? Even a petty offense like stealing can be brought within the broader purview of cybercrime. Why it is called a petty offense? Because its punishment is less. Also, that it keeps on happening rampantly, right? That it is considered to be very, you can say, trivial for that matter. Suppose you have picked up a pen from somebody's box, or you have misplaced uh, an article or a good belonging to some other person without his or her consent. आपने उसको उठाकर किसी एक प्लेस से दूसरे प्लेस में रख दिया, and that movement of that movable property, that movement of that article belonging to someone else was without her consent. So this act of yours can be theft, right? So here, even this act can be stealing or theft. Fine. So that's why it is petty offense. And without or with knowledge, सबने कभी ना कभी ये stealing वाला किया ही होता है. So petty offense of stealing, how can it be a cyber crime? If, see, you have to steal something. So here what would be stolen? The data or information, right? By using, or by you have to steal that information also. Steal means unauthorized access. Say आपने without the authority or permission of the owner of the computer या owner of that information, you have gained access. Access means आप उस information तक पहुँचे, आपको वो information मिल गई. You have got means to that information and you are using it, or rather misusing it, to gain financial gain, to gain financial profits. ठीक है? Gain here means profits. So, stealing can be the cybercrime if the basic data or aid to such an offense is a computer or information stored in a computer used or misused by the fraudster. Fraudster means somebody who has done the fraud, so he may misuse the information which is stored in the computer. And of course, it has to be unauthorized access. Cyber crimes can be against persons, property, or government. That means it can be against an individual or his property. Like I am stealing the information, so that is property. I am stealing the information of his bank details so that I can, you know, transfer all the money which he has in his bank account to mine. So that is what property or government. It can also be against the government. जो like I hope if you have heard the news that there were threat emails to bombard or to destroy the Supreme Court, to destroy the Parliament, or to kill some CMs of states. There are such threats emails that come to the secretary of such departments or such ministers. So these are what? These are threats of terrorism on internet. So you can say these are threats of cyber terrorism. Fine. So that is also, that is, it is against the government. And there is the theft of data of the government sites. Government sites से data चुरा लेते हैं ताकि suppose किसी बैंक which is a government bank, that is also a company, so uska data chura liya. They have gained unauthorized access to the data of a bank and they have stolen it, and now they are saying that you pay me such amount of ransom, and whatever is stored in your bank in the accounts of all the people, all your customers, you give that amount to me, then only I will not leak it into public that I have stolen your data or I have access to your data. So why people or why the banks or such companies pay ransom to such fraudsters? Because if it comes out in the public that the data from the banks has leaked, or somebody else has got the access to the details of the customers of the bank, then there will be defamation of the bank's reputation. Whatever goodwill it has obtained through years of working, that will be lost, and the trust of its customers, that will also be at stake, right? So people or these companies, they do pay ransoms to such fraudsters, right? So that's how the things go, and it can be against the government. Sometimes even the Ministry of Railways or the medical hospitals which are under the control of government, उनका भी डेटा लीक हो जाता है, उनके डेटा का अनऑथराइज्ड एक्सेस ले लेते हैं और कंप्यूटर उनका डिसेबल कर देते हैं, that if you want your computer to work, I have right now I have the control of your computer and all the information is under mine. So if you want your computer back, राइट, बिकॉज थ्रू वायरस उन्होंने एक्सेस ले लिया, अब वही कंट्रोल कर पाएंगे. तो जब तक आप उनको पैसा नहीं दोगे, वो वहाँ से कुछ सेटिंग जो भी उन्होंने हैकिंग करा है उससे दे विल नॉट गिव बैक द कंट्रोल ऑफ कंप्यूटर और इंफॉर्मेशन स्टोर्ड इन दैट टू यू. सो इवन इफ यू हैव योर पोजेशन, अभी कंप्यूटर आपके सामने है, बट स्टिल यू आर नॉट एबल टू यूज़ इट, बिकॉज वहाँ से वो जो हैकिंग है, वो हैकर है, उसने क्या किया है, they have stolen the data, they have gained access to it, and अब उसने आपको disable कर दिया. So that is the hacking and the kind of skills that they need. So although it's an offense, but whatever amount of tech savvy these hackers are, or whatever knowledge and expertise about internet and use of computers they have, it is phenomenal. Because normal laymans like us, they may not be able to crack the algorithms or the language or the mechanisms in a formula in which the computer works, but they are able to do that, and because of that the use of their expertise only, they are getting the benefit, right? So ransom means, yes, जो kidnapping में होता है ना कि इतना अमाउंट दो तब हम इस बच्चे को छोड़ेंगे, तो वैसे ही करते हैं कि हम आपको आपके कंप्यूटर का एक्सेस तभी वापस देंगे जब आप हमको इतना अमाउंट दे दो वापस, और अगर आपने अमाउंट नहीं दिया तो हम क्या करेंगे, हम ये बात पब्लिक में बता देंगे कि आप का डेटा लीक हो चुका है एंड यू आर नॉट हैविंग एक्सेस टू इट, और जितने भी पैसे कस्टमर्स के पड़े हैं अब वो भी खतरे में है ऑफ कोर्स, राइट. सो दैट ऑल, एंड देन रेप्यूटेशन एंड एज आई टोल्ड यू, वो सारा कुछ ऑफ द बैंक और एनी सच कंपनी इज एट स्टेक. ठीक है, तो डर के मारे वो पे कर देते हैं. So some cyber crimes are cyber stalking, means stalking somebody, following somebody on the internet, or keeping an eye on her movements, or what all she is updating, or what all she is doing, right? So that is stalking. Computer vandalism, stealing of data, hacking. As I told you, hacking means that you are gaining an unauthorized access on somebody else's computer and you are using it as you wish. Phishing, mail fraud, etc. Mail fraud, as I told you, ki I have sent a mail that you have won this much of lottery in this lucky draw, now you click on this link and claim your money. और ऐसे emails और ऐसे messages बहुत बार आते हैं, right? Phishing is the same thing that in bulk I am sending you emails so that आप परेशान हो जाओ और जो भी मैं आपसे amount मांग रही हूँ वो आप दे दो in lieu of your reputation which is at stake. That bank example. The term cybercrime is not defined in IT Act 2000, neither in the National Cyber Security Policy 2013 or in any other regulation in India. So whatever these basic definitions were given above, they only have to be considered as the simple language or simple definitions for this expression. Otherwise, as such, the act or the legislation in place which we have concerning cyber crimes, that is Information Technology Act 2000, in this is the primary act, okay? In this we do not have any definition as such. Cybercrime has been defined by National Cyber Crime Reporting Portal, which is a body set up by the government to facilitate reporting of cybercrime complaints. Okay, so since it is not something which will be actually governing under the ambit of IPC, because it deals with the physical world crimes, जो physical world में crimes हो रहे हैं, in which you can see the attacker and victim, they are both face to face, है ना? तो and in the online world, virtual world, which we can say, we don't know who the attacker is, we don't know who the victim is. That means the anonymity of identity is maintained, and that is the only feature of internet जिसका बहुत ज़्यादा misuse हो रहा है by such fraudsters. Fine. So this National Cyber Crime Reporting Portal, since it is national, so here the government means the central government, which is to facilitate the complaint of cyber crimes. Okay, and if in a district or in a city there is no such cyber crime booth or station, then in a normal police station also an FIR can be lodged for the same. Otherwise, in this portal you can complain. It is an online site, of course, because it is a portal. So to mean any, so cyber crime under this portal means any unlawful act. Crime is any unlawful act, right? Or something which is prohibited or contrary to the provisions of law. That is crime. So unlawful act, that means crime. Where a computer or communication device or computer network is used to commit or facilitate the commission of crime. So any unlawful act in which the computer or communication device, computer is what? A device which facilitates the communication, right? Communication device or the computer network, network of computers is what? Internet. Yes or no? So these, computer network, communication device, these can be said as what I have mentioned, but otherwise this is an important definition as per the any legislation which is providing for such in India. So you should remember this. Now, types of cybercrime. Cybercrime against person, against property, against government, bullying, harassment. Against person means against an individual. Stalking, right? I'm stalking you, so that is against a particular person. Cyber harassment, I am harassing a person, right? Ki I have such and such photos and suppose जो भी फ़ोटो किसी ने अपलोड करी, मैंने उसको डिस्टॉर्ट कर दिया बाय AI. आजकल तो आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस बहुत चल रहा है, जिससे पता नहीं क्या क्या म्यूटिलेशन एंड डिस्टॉर्शन और डैमेज हो रहा है, इन्फॉर्मेशन का बहुत ज़्यादा हो रहा है, राइट? सो I have distorted somebody's photo and now I am claiming that you pay me this much of amount, otherwise I will leak it. ठीक है, and distortion is in such a manner that it will appear it is a real photo only. It will not look by the face of it that it is something which is created by the use of internet or by AI. It appears natural, right? So if that photo gets into the public domain, of course there will be defamation, and also the stigma which is attached to the family's reputation, that will be lost. Your status in the society will be lost. Yes or no? So all the consequences will follow. That's why that is harassment, that you are harassing that person. आप उसको mentally harass कर रहे हो. Transmission of child pornography, when children are used as a material in porn. Child pornography we have done, I think, in one of the previous videos, when sexual abuse is done against the child, or maybe that he or she is the object of such sexual abuse, and the videos are made and then they are uploaded online, and also they are shared with one another. That is transmission. Transmission is to upload, to share, to distribute. All that is transmission. Against property, computer trespassing. See, trespassing means that I am stepping onto, or I am entering into the land which belongs to other person without his consent. That is trespassing. If suppose I have invited somebody, okay, at 5 p.m, but he comes at 4 p.m, so when he is coming into my house at 4 p.m, that is also trespassing, because the consent which I had given to him or her was of 5 p.m, right? Or if somebody by force opens the door and just pushes and gets into the house, that is also trespassing. And if he has used force and pushed me, then of course उसमें hurt भी आ जाएगा, IPC का battery आ जाएगा, right? So whatever minute acts you are doing, उसके जो भी sections हैं वो भी coupled up होते जाते हैं. कभी भी अगर आपने कोई FIR या केस फाइल देखी हो, चाहे इंटरनेट पे हो, अभी तो एज सच आपने फिजिकल नहीं देखा होगा बिकॉज यू आर नॉट इन अ पोजिशन टू डू सच इंटर्नशिप्स, बट इफ़ यू हैव सीन अ सैम्पल ऑफ इट, और even if you have not seen, you can just google down samples or something in which you will find that किसी भी FIR में कोई एक सेक्शन अकेले नहीं लगा होता. देयर आर मेनी लॉज, मेनी सेक्शंस विच ओवरलैप एंड रन टुगेदर. और चार्जशीट जो बनती है, जो एलिगेशंस लगते हैं, वो बहुत ज़्यादा के लगते हैं, बिकॉज उसमें से प्रूफ कुछ ही होते हैं एट दी एंड, और पनिशमेंट भी कुछ ही की मिलती है, बट हम लगाते ज़्यादा हैं ताकि हमारा केस स्ट्रॉन्ग बने. एनीवेज, सो ट्रेस पासिंग on computer with like that unauthorized access onto somebody else's computer. Information I have stolen from somebody, that is what trespassing. I have entered into his computer, I have gained access without his consent, so that is computer trespass. Vandalism, unauthorized possession of computerized information. Whatever information was stored on somebody else's computer, I have gained access to it without his consent, and I have stored that also onto my computer. So that is this. Against government, cyber terrorism, as I told you in the previous video, or like that ki this causes a lot of financial and reputational loss to the organization or government against whom it is committed, because the main function of the government is to protect its citizens and their data, and to provide them the facilities and infrastructure, right? But these terrorist group, they attack those infrastructure only, like I gave you the example of a government bank or railways or medical college. सारा डेटा वहाँ से स्टील करके उनको रैंसम के लिए थ्रेटन करते हैं. Harassment can be various kinds that occur in cyberspace or by use of it. Sexual, racial, religious, or other kinds. You may have seen some trollers, right? The netizens who comment anything and everything about the way or conduct of a particular cricketer or celebrity or actor, hero, or maybe those nowadays it is more prevalent, those reel makers, those Instagram influencers, right? Every other person is claiming to be an influencer. So whatever they are posting online, they are itself making their personal lives public. They are serving all that on a silver platter to the public, and then when the public makes use of it and comments something or the other, then the person feels bad that how insensitive these people are, who have not thought about that what the person will feel after reading such comments, right? So that is nothing but harassment and bullying that may be attacking upon somebody's sexuality, और द रेशियल, दैट इज़ द स्किन कलर, और कितनी काली हो, इतना गंदा भी कोई दिख सकता है क्या, ऐसे सब, दिस आर जस्ट सम एग्जाम्पल्स ऑफ व्हाट people do comment. If you surf through the comments of any id, there may be some positive, there may be some negative comments, but some negative comments are really really weird, absurd, and to the core evil. That may sound cruel on the face of it also. So it takes within its ambit violation of privacy. Internet makes it easy to invade privacy of any person, which can result in harassment. So if you are encroaching upon the privacy, but that, as I told you, is also because the person himself has given him the right to do so. If the public knows about you, why the public has so much knowledge about your personal life? Because you somehow or the other have provided that knowledge to the public, right? You have shared that, okay, in this vlog I have done this. तो ये सब vlog sharing क्या है? आप अपनी private life ही तो public बना रहे हो. You are uploading the vlogs on YouTube, on Instagram, and you have made your handle public. It is not even private. Then anybody can watch it, anybody can comment, and right? So you have only given the right to do that. Cyberbullying is bullying with the help of cyberspace and use of devices like cell phones, tablets, laptops. Harassment is also a kind of bullying. It can occur through SMS, email, social forums, gaming, so any sort of device or application that uses internet. It can be misused for harassment or bullying purposes as well. Whether it is SMS, I am jamming the SMS, I have got the phone number of somebody, and I'm just bulk of messages I have done, कितने काले हो, कितने काले हो, कितने काले हो, ऐसे मैंने bulk कर दिया. So that is what harassment, because the other person is fed up of the same. He has got annoyed, है ना, he wants to take some action, but anonymity of user, so he's not able to take appropriate action about it. So that is harassment. किसी को परेशानी हो रही है मेरी हरकतों से. It means sending, sharing, posting false, derogatory, harmful, negative content about any person. As I gave you the example of trollers who post anything and everything about so much negative and cruel negative comments that they can do. So it is about sending, sharing, or posting something false statement about the person, that I have some hot news about this person, that he has an affair with this person or something like that, and the other people will like, oh, does she, and they will believe you rather than believing that public part, the public personality, isn't it? So these are what you are spreading some false statement about some person, and that may also be derogatory to him at the same time, because in actual that is not true. So that will be derogatory, or that will harm the reputation of the concerned. Harmful or negative comment. Harmful in the sense that it would harm his reputation, it would harm his mental being also. If he is such a sensitive or morally correct person, then he will not be able to take up those rumors which you have spread against him, and that can easily attack his mental well-being, his mental health. And nowadays mental health is deteriorating to a greater extent as well, right? It includes sharing personal information about a person without his consent, causing humiliation. I know something about him, which, because I was a very close friend of him, so I know, and I posted the same on internet without his consent. Now he wanted that information not to be shared, or he wanted it to be shared after some time when he feels it is correct to be done, right? Or he wanted to share it in his own manner, surprise देना fans को, या something like that. So when I had posted that without his consent, that is also a breach of his privacy, right? Because that was his personal thing, that can cause humiliation. Fine. Cyberbullying can even result in unlawful criminal behavior online, because I am bullying the person and he is getting offended by it, or there is some harm which is actually caused to him, then it may also be some criminal act. That okay, you have posted that where I am right now, location डालते हैं ना, check in किया मैंने आज इस होटल में, एक person ने लिख दिया I'm coming to kill you, and then he actually goes there and kills. राइट और somebody if ऐसे र्यूमर फैला दिया और वो मेंटल हेल्थ पे नहीं ले पाया और उसने सुसाइड कर लिया, सो दैट कैन बी व्हाट, अबेटमेंट. फाइन, अबेटमेंट टू सुसाइड, कि हमने उसको प्रेरित किया या हमने उसकी मेंटल हेल्थ इतनी ख़राब कर दी कि वो कुछ ऐसा सीरियस स्टेप लेने पर मजबूर हो गया. So that happens because of the cyberbullying. And I guess I heard a news of a homosexual person who had committed suicide because of the constant trolls and cyberbullying on his Instagram account. So that actually has occurred. Cyberbullying and online gaming. Playing video games is a popular pastime for children. It becomes a platform for cyberbullying. If someone doesn't perform well in a game, he or she becomes a victim of negative remarks and even excluded from the game. This results in cyberbullying. If you are not playing well, you will be discarded, you will be made to feel inferior, that you don't even know how to play this simple game. How fool or stupid someone can be. Such type of negative comments can be passed against that child. And of course children are generally innocent, right? उतनी mental health उनकी develop नहीं हुई होती है, because they are not so mature to deal with such things. So that can really impact their mental well-being, and it can result into some other things that should not have been happened. Bully may use the game as a medium to obtain personal information of gamers, thereby compromising not just the child's information but also their parents, because it may happen that child is playing game on the laptop or computer or whatever of that belongs to the parents only. So there some information is also stored, but as a means of game, of installing game, that I have provided you this link, it has a very good game. Now click on this link and upload it, and game तो उसमें download हो गया. But apart from that, the unauthorized access to the information is also gained by the person who had shared the link to you. So now he can misuse that information which he had gained access to. Right? He can misuse the information. Suppose the parents worked in a firm, in a company. So that company's information may be leaked and the other company may get benefited from it. होता है ना ऐसे कि उनके कुछ सीक्रेट्स होते हैं कि वो इस प्रोजेक्ट में काम कर रहे हैं, एंड दी अदर कंपनी इज ऑल्सो वर्किंग ऑन द प्रोजेक्ट, एंड जो जिसका भी अच्छा होगा उसको वो डील मिल जाएगी, उसकी डील पक्की हो जाएगी. सो नाउ इफ द कंपनीज सीक्रेट्स और प्लान इज शेयर्ड, द अदर वन विल वर्क बेटर देन दैट. ऑफकोर्स उसको पता है कि वो क्या करने वाला है, तो मैं उससे अच्छा करता हूँ, या मैं इसको और एडवांस बना देता हूँ इसी के प्लान को चुरा के, एंड देन आई विल से मैं पहले जाकर सबमिट करूँगा, और जब ये दूसरा लेकर आएगा तो मैं कहूँगा इसने कॉपी किया है उसका, देन एंड देयर रिजेक्ट हो जाएगा. सो दीज आर द एविल गेम्स. फाइन. This tactic is known as doxing and makes children more vulnerable to harassment by the bully. Hacking is one of the gravest cyber crimes known. Hacking is not only the most gravest but also the most prevalent and the most happening cyber crimes. It happens when a stranger breaks into a person's computer system. Breaks into doesn't mean that he breaks the screen physically, but virtually breaking into means that he gains unauthorized access to the information or to the computer system and then makes use of it as he wishes to. That is hacking. Without that person's knowledge. When I am saying unauthorized, that means without the consent, without the authority of the owner of that information or that computer system. And tampers means he changes, modifies or damages the information. Hacking into government or military owned website results in cyber terrorism. Fine. Suppose they hacked into the computer system, as I give you that example of bank or medical facility, and that suppose the service prescriptions which are uploaded online of some patients, they changed the drugs, the name of the drug or the dose of the drug, that instead of taking, suppose there is a drug or medicine that had to be taken maximum twice a day, but what these terrorists have done, they changed the dose to 4 times a day. राइट, जस्ट डबल. रिएक्शंस होंगे और ज़्यादा ग्रेव हो सकता है रिएक्शन, एंड हो सकता है कि वो इतना ज़्यादा नेगेटिवली इम्पैक्ट कर ले कि अब वो दैट हैज़ बिकम फेटल टू द लाइफ ऑफ द पर्सन, of the patient. Right? So these are some examples or after effects of cyber terrorism, that by gaining access to the information they can very easily modify it, change it and then cause damage. ठीक है. Attack on World Trade Center. Now this is a very famous attack, 2001, on Pentagon and World Trade Center, USA. Demonstrated the use of cyberspace for terrorism. That is, it is a very good example for cyber terrorism. Terrorists gained access to intellectual resources of government and used it as weapons of destruction. Means they do not cause those bloodshed in actual life, but the weapon, and they do not have such, those physical, those heavy weapons also. But what is their weapon? The knowledge which they use, or the tactics, the methods which they use to crack into somebody else's computer system and gain unauthorized access to it. You and me cannot do that. We are layman's, we are not tech savvy, we don't know the tricks to crack on to hack somebody's computer, but they know. And because of that knowledge and expertise that they have, these are known as the weapons of destruction, because they are causing damage, that is destruction. And what is their weapon? Their knowledge and the intellectual resources of the government. They are only used against the very government. ठीक है, उनके ही resources उन्हीं के against यूज़ किए जाते हैं. Because the information of that medical college that I gave you the example of, that is what the resource of the medical college only, but or of the government only, but it is used against them. Because now जो प्रिस्क्रिप्शन आया है 4 times a day वाला, वो तो उसी मेडिकल कॉलेज के बिहाफ पर ही आएगा ना, उसी का नाम लिखा होगा ऊपर. तो जब 4 times डोज लेने से उस इंसान की डेथ होगी, ब्लेम किस पर जाएगा? उसी मेडिकल सिटी पर, उसी गवर्नमेंट पर. सो देयर रिसोर्स इज यूज्ड अगेंस्ट देम ओनली. That is the loss of reputation, that is the loss of life of people, the innocent people, and that is also the financial loss. Fine. So all that is interconnected. Terrorists hijacked the flight procedures, schedules, and executed ghastly September 11. Now, when they hijack a railway or the airport company, the airports which are run by the government, वहाँ पर क्या होगा? Flights के schedule दिखा देंगे अलग. And then it will be easy for them to hijack that. Right? So that all has happened in this attack of cyber terrorism. Cyber security means protecting information. Security means to keep it safe, to protect something, right? So it means to protect information, equipment, device, computer resources, communication device, information stored therein from unauthorized access, use, disclosure, disruption, modification, or destruction, right? So the protection of information, equipment, devices, computer system from the unauthorized access. If it is not gained, the access of those information is not obtained unauthorizingly, then they will not be used also, they will not be disclosed also. There is something confidential information that has to be kept secret about the affairs of government or any such thing. But because of the unauthorized access by somebody, it is leaked into the public. That means it is disclosed to the public. जो चीज़ नहीं होनी थी. Suppose कोई आर्मी को कोई ऑपरेशन कंडक्ट करना था किसी फॉरेन स्टेट के साथ, ठीक है, उन पर अटैक करना या रिटेलिएट करना, वट एवर, उनको कोई ऑपरेशन कंडक्ट करना था. एंड वट एवर द ऑपरेशंस ऑफ आर्मी आर, दे आर जनरली केप्ट टू बी सीक्रेट. बट हैकिंग की वजह से या अनऑथराइज्ड एक्सेस की वजह से वो इन्फॉर्मेशन डिस्क्लोज हो गई जो कि नहीं होनी थी. सो दैट ऑल्सो रिजल्ट्स इन टू डिस्ट्रक्शन एंड डैमेज, राइट? Or I have gained access to somebody's computer and I delete all the information which was there, all the research material that he had prepared because of his hard work, I delete it all. So that is destruction. And I modified it, that I changed something. Cyber law in India we will do in the next video. Thank you so much.